All right. Wait, that's my camera. What's
Yes,
up,
it is.
guys? Amanda, we're
Yeah.
back. Another episode of Pour Me a Sip. Guys, thanks for tuning in to another one. You've got your co-hosts here, Gardy and Amanda, and we're so excited to get this one going. Seeing
Yeah.
as we're super festive. You may tell we're still in a festive mood. We got like the holiday set up in the back still and whatnot, but we're ready for the new year. But before we do that, let's get into our routine, right? Here we go. Wine time.
You guys know what time it is. It's wine time.
Yes, it is.
So today we have for you guys a champagne, a French champagne. It is Blanc de Blancs. I think it's called Wilm. I'll show you guys on here.
Blanc de Blanc.
Yes, and
Blanc
it
of de
is
Blancs.
brut, so that's on the drier side. And I'm excited to pop this open. It's 11.5%. And the bottle's around like, I don't know, 15, 30.
Yeah, it's like a range,
under
ranges from like
$15.
13 to 15 bucks, wherever you're getting it from.
I'm going to have Gardy open this because
right.
I'm afraid of opening a champagne
So
bottle.
we chose, we're going with something sparkly for, the occasion, as the new year is right around the corner. Or actually, by the time this comes out, it will be the new year. Happy New Year, guys. So, all right, so let's get this open. No particular reason why we picked this one. It was actually on a rack. I was looking for champagne, and they had this set up on a rack, and I was like, oh, I think they did that on purpose for me. Here we go. Woo! Okay. Fizzy, fizzy, fizz.
I'm not fancy.
Let's pour us a sip of that. Guys, grab your glasses, grab yourselves a sip, and let's get this show on the road.
We have really nice 2021 glasses.
Great
Drawn
artwork.
by yours truly, me.
Great artwork. We love it. We love to see, the fancy designs.
All right.
I like it.
Let's give it a try.
Cheers. Cheers to 2021 and getting rid of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
actually
like
not
it.
bad.
It's good.
You said brute, so I thought it was going to be super dry.
It's like on the drier side.
It's like barely dry, I feel like. If you guys want a dry
It's not
wine,
sweet though.
it's not sweet. You're right, but it doesn't give you that same like you're searching for liquid in your tongue.
I think it's because the bubbles help a lot.
Okay. I would recommend. I would recommend. This is a good one.
Perfect for the new year. So Gardy,
What's up?
clearly we're ready for 2021, but like,
100%.
what are you looking forward to in the next year?
Honestly, I'm super excited to get this year over with. Like I think all of us are. So I think one thing that I'm hoping I can do more of next year or this year,
Yeah.
traveling. I really
Yeah.
want to travel. Like I want to travel so
I had
bad.
so many travel plans for 2020. Just didn't happen.
So her one and only travel plans, I think, of 2020, you
no,
got sick.
no. I had so many plans that didn't happen, but the one that did
Yeah,
happen,
the one that actually happened.
I went to Seattle and I ended up getting bronchitis in I think early February. And I thought it was COVID because I literally thought I was
She
dying.
thought she was special. She literally thought she was. It was. I think at the time there were probably 3 or 4 cases in America.
Yeah.
2 were in Seattle, which is where you were.
Where
going.
I was. So I was like, oh shoot.
One, I don't know if it was when we were in Seattle when the one in Boston happened, but like one was in Boston, specifically like UMass, and you for whatever reason thought you were special enough to have it, and just like. She was like, I think
Guys,
I got COVID.
it was crazy. Like it was a weekend trip. 3 days.
Yeah.
Like a long weekend trip. And
No, it was
I
more than that, I think.
was
I
it?
don't know. I must have been more than that.
I could not get out of bed. I could not move. Like walking up the stairs winded me. And I was like, what is happening? What's
Like,
wrong
you
with
kind
me?
of had the COVID symptoms.
I did.
you
So
know?
I was like very scared. I had a cough. But I went to get checked out and in Seattle and they told me like, oh no, you have bronchitis.
But at that time, COVID was so new that I was talking to another friend and they were like, no one really knew what anyone had. Like you could have had COVID and been diagnosed with the flu. You
That's
could have had
true.
COVID
That's
and been
true.
diagnosed with bronchitis. Like no one really knew. So who knows? Maybe you did. But that's what I'm looking forward to is traveling, getting back out there and getting on a plane and and just going random places. Like I really miss that. How about yourself?
Me, I don't know. I think I don't really try to expect a lot in the new year. You know how people are always like, "Oh my God, new year, new me."
Yeah, I'm going to the gym every day.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I'm totally like not like that at all. So I'm kind of just like going with whatever life takes me. But I'm definitely excited to see, what comes out of like the new vaccine and
That's right. That's
what
right.
things happen in terms of like the pandemic.
New
So
year, new
very excited.
vaccine.
Yes.
You taking it or what?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a hard definite.
I don't know. I think like it's like pros and cons, right? Like, do I take it or risk getting COVID? I don't know. It all depends on like what you're comfortable with, and I feel comfortable taking vaccines. So, not to like make anyone feel a type of way.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard year. So like, what are your thoughts on like 2020? Like just looking back.
Yeah, I feel like it's similar to what a lot of you guys might be thinking, which is 2020 was just like whack. 2020 was just like hit the skip button.
I felt like this year didn't even happen.
It was weird. There were periods where it went really fast, and then there were periods where it just slowed down. And the slowed down parts, those were really tough for me. Those were like the moments, because guys, I love just being out. Being a homebody is not my thing.
If you couldn't tell by watching our few episodes, Gardy is the extrovert in our relationship. I'm the introvert. I love staying home. Like,
yeah. So when things slowed down, it was tough. It's you get stir. At least I got stir crazy, right? So overall, 2020 was just. It got to a point where I was over it, especially in the summer. But I would say, come fall, like September, I started to kind of just like say, you know what? This is it. The life that we have right now, this is just it. This is how it's going to be next year. It's how it's going to be 5 years, 10 years from now. It's how you navigate it, right? So it's like, what's going to be...
It's changing your perspective,
exactly.
Right?
And so that's ultimately what I ended up doing. And so like things got better. So it was like before, I mean, if we were to like put things on a timeline, 2020 started off like with, new year, woo, let's go on trips, to, oh my God, there's this deadly virus and everyone's staying indoors, to like, whoa, this is kind of interesting. Like we're living during a pandemic. That's so interesting, to, oh my God, I hate this. This needs to end. Like now I'm done. I'm over it, to, you know what? You can still live. You can still have a life with this pandemic. You can still have a life during COVID-19. It's just how you navigate it and how you kind of like change things. Right. So, taking the vaccine may allow you to travel more, right? So, and this is me talking to you as I'm like talking to myself. I'm trying to convince myself here, guys. So like taking the vaccine is potentially an opportunity to kind of like travel, not necessarily risk-free, but like, it's less anxiety, and like you're not on the plane thinking I'm in this cabin and like all this circulated air or whatever. It's like, oh, at least I got the vaccine. So maybe I'll be more susceptible to actually going on travels and trips like that. So overall, 2020 was just a whirlwind of ups and downs. That was my thought of 2020. But like, I'm ready for it to kind of just be done, knowing that next year just might be the same.
Yeah.
How about you?
Me, so what year was it that Kylie Jenner was like, this is the year of realizing? Right? I don't remember what year it was, but that's like how I felt about this year.
Yeah,
this
why
year,
is
I was
that?
like, this is the year of realizing.
Year?
Honestly, I realized so much.
How
like
awesome
both.
I am?
Yes, you are very awesome. Thank you.
It only took you this long? Wow.
Only took me 3 years.
Gosh.
Anyway, I realized a lot of good and bad things. And I'll start with like the good things. Like I realized how fortunate I am and how lucky I am to, be able to work from home, to be able to help my family out and do all those things. And I'm very lucky that I have my family as a support system and my friends. Like I am so grateful for like my group of friends, because they are people that I truly trust to be safe with.
Kind of like your own little bubble.
Yeah, I call Gardy my bubble friend, because I know he's like 100% safe. Like I feel very safe being in the same room with him. Like I don't have to worry if like, oh my God, if he's going to give me COVID, because I know that he is someone that I trust and he wouldn't put me in that position. And like I feel that way with all my other friends. So if you guys are watching, thank you guys. You know who you are.
Real ones.
Yeah.
Real ones, real lies.
But the negative thing that I realized is that, you know, when the pandemic hit, I felt like I fell out of touch with a lot of people because of the pandemic. And it made me realize like who actually cared about me.
That's funny because I just called the people you're talking about real ones, and now it's like, oh, so they weren't real ones. These other people. These other people.
I mean, like, I don't know about you or what it was like for you, but like because of that, because like of realizing who actually cared about me, it made me appreciate the people who, you know, went out of their way to ask me like, how are you? How's your family? Like, I love it when people ask me about my family. Like, I'm very family oriented. And when people ask me about my family, it's very, what's that word? Like, I feel very appreciative.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Is that like
It was my
something
2020.
you realized, you said you realized that, or you said you felt the pandemic made you realize that people grew apart. Was that the case, or were they always kind of distant? And you're realizing that we were distant. Did people actually grow apart, or are you starting to realize who's distant and who's close?
Well, yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, I realized who were the people that I would consider in my inner circle.
Got it.
And who were people that were just there for like laughs, which is different, you know?
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with being there for laughs. We all need those people too. Like,
we
you know,
do.
because if everyone's close, it's too much. You know,
at least for me, it is.
I think, I would agree for myself as well.
So, like, you know, we just reflected on 2020, but since I'm not one to like, I don't put a big label on the new year. Let's go even further. You know, like if you could tell yourself, give yourself advice, your younger self, what would that advice be?
Like at any age, right?
Yeah, you can pick like an age. You can pick like middle school, high school.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, the like main piece of advice I would give my younger self is, slow down. There's no rush. Slow down. There's no rush.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Even now,
I feel like, especially with the generation now.
Yeah. I mean, everything's like it's. I mean, I would also say like millennials are like the microwave generation. Not just like it's Gen Z, right? The people below us. I just think. So actually, before I even go down that road, so the point I was going to make was even now I feel like I'm in a rush. Like I'm literally always in. There's this song that Andy Mineo put out. It's literally and one of his lines is "I'm always in a rush." And it's that like desire to like want to attain or achieve or like meet that end goal that you set for yourself, right? But like you along the way, you don't realize that no one's timing you.
Yeah, no one. There's no deadline.
It's just you, right? And so I would tell myself there's no rush because looking back, there's a lot of things that either I missed out on, or a lot of things I neglected, or sometimes just making poor decisions. Because I felt like now was the only way, you know. I would like, even when I was working, I mean, we had this in our first episode where I was telling you how, you know, I worked 3 jobs at one point. Yeah. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but I just felt like I needed to for whatever goal I was trying to reach, and I was missing out on so many like gatherings, like friend gatherings and stuff, because I always had to work, and it was like I always came up with an excuse. So I would tell myself, slow down, there's no rush, enjoy life, enjoy the moment, especially now, because like this, another thing I realized this year was life can just go in an instant. And do you want to sit there and do you want to sit there in a dire situation and like kind of be upset at the fact that like, what did you do with your life? Like what, and be upset with the results of it? Or do you want to sit there and be like, you know what? Like 2020 was a bad year, but honestly, like I'm grateful for like all the things you said. Yeah. It was a good year because of this, and this. You know, you might not be grateful for certain relationships if they don't even exist because you're so driven on whatever it is you're doing because you feel like time is running out or whatever the case may be. So I would just say slow down, go at your own pace. No one's timing you. And every now and then just take a moment, do a pulse check, ask yourself how you're doing,
Like how you're feeling?
Yeah,
Or?
no. Like, how are you doing with like, kind of like measuring your own goals? Because like it might be a good reminder. It's like hitting the yellow, you know, like red, yellow, green. It's like it's like go into yellow mode and just like quickly just say, yo, how are you doing? How are things going? Like, how are your goals? Like, if you're on track, then you're good, you know? If you're not on track, then maybe that's okay too. You maybe just need to sit there and realize, okay, I'm not on track because I've been doing this, and that. If I'm doing too much, maybe I got to slow down on the other things. Again, it's all like slowing down. You know, like I was just always speeding
Like taking
up.
a step back to
Taking
like
a step
look.
back, yeah. Taking
Okay.
a step back to like look, ask yourself, and kind of figure out what's actually meaningful. You know, so that's what I was telling myself.
Our last one was on meaning.
Oh yeah. How about you? What would you tell your younger self?
I would tell my middle school self it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then I would tell my high school self not to worry too much. And I think I would tell my middle school self.
Before you even say that,
Yeah.
are you saying this because your middle school self was drastically different from your high school self?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Continue.
Yeah. I feel like I'm different people at different phases of my life. Like
Makes
I'm
sense.
never the same, but like drastically. Like I feel like I'm a very different person now than who I was like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So like college.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel very different. But middle school self, I don't know. I think I cared a lot about what people said, like what people thought of me and what people perceived me. So, and I was also like a little, bleep this out, I was a little shit. I was a little shit in middle school. So I do not like who I was back then. But you know, you're a kid. So you
And the
learn.
middle school self was it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
matter. So like stop trying so hard to like be something you're not. Stop trying to like impress
Impress.
people that like I don't even see anymore. I don't even talk to. I don't even know what they're doing. So it doesn't matter. Middle school self.
Why?
High school. Wait, what do you mean?
Why doesn't it matter?
Because like as you get older, you learn what's meaningful in your life, and in that moment, it would seem like it's the world. Like if I looked my best, or if I impressed this girl or this guy, and it just seemed like the end of the world if like people didn't like me. But
Okay.
obviously that's not true. Life goes on. You grow up, you get a job, you live your life, and then you form meaningful relationships. And all those people, those outside factors, they don't matter. So that's what I would tell my middle school self. It doesn't matter. So
And then you grew up. Now you're in high school, and you give yourself some different advice.
not to worry so much. So I don't know about you guys, but in high school, I killed myself over grades.
Girl, in college you killed yourself over grades. What you talking about?
I mean, in college, I feel like I was a little bit more relaxed because, like, if you met me in high school, I had all different notebooks, different binders, dividers for every section of every little subject.
It's tough though, cause you got all A's.
I did, but
Was that not worth it?
I mean, I feel like I could have had a little bit more fun. I could have cut myself some more slack, and I didn't have to get so upset or so emotional just because, like, I don't know, I got a B. So, yeah, I think don't worry so much because at the end of the day, you're going to get to where you're going to get to. And worrying about that one grade, it's not a big deal. Like, when I look back and I'm like, why was I so upset? Like, why did getting a B on that test or even a C on that test make me so upset? Like, why did I feel like I was not good enough just because of this one grade?
Apart from the advice, did you ever find the answer to those questions? Apart from the advice you would give yourself. So meaning, do you think it was your parents?
It's definitely a combination of parents and like society. Society makes you think like, oh, you have to get good grades in order to get into college and in order to get a good job and be happy and successful. But like, that's not true. Like happiness comes in so many different forms.
It does. It does. I mean, you are talking to someone who completely agrees with you guys. Kids, don't listen to me because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm all about work smarter and not harder. So I am.
Don't listen to Gurney.
I am. I mean, I had an epiphany when I got to college where I was like, all of these high school kids who are getting good grades and stuff and the smart crew or whatever, they all cheated. All of you guys. If you're watching this, I don't care if you take offense. You all cheated. And you know what? That's good on you. It's kind of like when someone cuts me off on the road. I don't get mad at you. I let it happen. You cut me off, I let it happen. I can't be mad at you. So that's my thing, is like, work smarter, not harder. So I appreciate your advice to your younger self. But yeah, I mean, you were kind of the same in college, so I guess you could tell the same advice to your college self.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think for my college self, I would tell my college self to just be more open-minded. Because even in college, I was like, I had to get this internship. I can't party. I can't like go out with friends anymore because I need to like get a job.
Well, so I mean,
so kind of like you, like I felt like I was rushing.
Yeah, but that's what I was just gonna go into was I guess it never really stops. Well, so we like that when you're trying to achieve something, that sense of urgency, that sense of like being a go-getter and doing all that you can, I guess it never truly stops unless you like force it to stop. And now I'm like wondering, I know it's like probably like societal norms and stuff, but it's like, is it really that bad if you're achieving like goals? You know,
it's not, but
you
like
got the internship.
At what cost though? Like I felt like I could have been happier along the way. You know?
It's so interesting. All right, guys. So she was the one who was like, and we didn't go to school together at all. Not once in our lifetime. But like she was the what is it? The bookworm. She's the bookworm as in the sense that she's getting all the grades, and I'm the procrastinator. I failed every single year of math. Every single one. I didn't even know I had to take math in college.
I was very like, if we met in like high school or college, we wouldn't be friends.
Probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't. Like I was just, school was not my thing. It wasn't until I got to college where I realized that, you know, I can kind of govern my own self. But the main thing was I was spending money. So I was like, I'm not going to like pay for something and fail it. Like that's a waste of money. I'm throwing money in the trash at that point. So like for me, that finances was a big reason. But at the same time, it's kind of like both of us are saying, I'm saying, you know, don't rush. You're saying it's not that serious or whatever the case may be. But you know, you got everything. You were getting everything that you would hope to get.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but like
I know at what cost, right?
No,
Meanwhile, I'm trying to get everything you're getting, but I'm missing out on all these other things because of it. So it's like, it's kind of like, are we saying we want to trade places? I don't think so.
No, I think we're saying the same thing.
Are we?
I think we're saying the same thing.
Epiphany? Yeah. Are we realizing things right now?
So you're realizing.
2020 was not the year for vision. All right.
Oh
Realizing happens in 2021. All right. That's when you realize. That's why I got these on right here. You're not seeing my realize, but they're there. 2021. That's the year.
Realize, right? Yeah. Realize. Real eyes.
Realize?
Realize.
Yeah, what about realize?
You just said you real. Never mind.
No, I know you said the real eyes, but you said real lies. Like lies, like liars?
Yeah.
When were you talking about lying?
No, I was
you're just like, saying all the different words?
Saying all the different words that meant realize.
Just throwing a bunch of random stuff in there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess we are kind of saying the same thing. And like we had different approaches to getting to that conclusion. But I guess it goes back to what I was saying where I feel like a lot of people could be thinking this way, right?
Yeah, but like, okay, perfect example. So remember when I graduated? So Gardy and I are 5 years apart. Gardy already has the full-time job. I graduated. I'm looking for a full-time job. Do you remember that I was freaking out like every single day? I was stressed every single day because I was like, are they going to hire me? Are they going to hire me? Are they going to hire me? But you, someone who's like, you know, 5 years ahead, you were like, girl, relax. Yeah. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't know why you stressing.
Yeah. But it goes back to the work smarter, not harder. It's don't stress.
Yeah, exactly. And I did get the job. And you were right. You were like, I had nothing to worry about. Why was I freaking out every day, getting emotional all the time? Like, why did I do that to myself?
So going back to the whole high school thing before we wrap this up, right? I think what it comes down to, because, you know, you asked me what would I tell my younger self, and I know my younger self would not listen to
me neither.
I'm pausing because even now that you brought that story up, I guess it took you a little bit to even listen to me when you were interning. It's like the younger person just never listens to the person who went through it. you know? So this cycle is just going to keep going.
Yeah.
The cycle of like feeling like,
because you have to learn for yourself.
yeah, especially like, you know, high schoolers when they're in their dating phase, when they think like, this is the person I'm going to marry. This is the one.
God,
blah,
don't even
blah,
get me about
blah.
high school
They
dating.
never listen to adults. Never. They're like, no, you don't understand. We love each other. Blah, 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 blah.
Me in high school. Oh, I was so stupid.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree with you that I didn't even listen to you. It took me a while to understand where you were coming from, because I'm like, you don't get it. Like, it's so hard getting a job now. When you got a job, it was easy. So I don't know if you remember that.
I don't, but I'm laughing more so because like you literally followed the same track plan I did.
Yeah.
You know, intern got the job.
Yeah, same thing. It was very funny. But just to like wrap up with one last piece, I think the advice I would give myself now and moving forward is, well, there's this quote that like has stuck with me for a very long time. It's that every person you meet holds a version of you in their eyes. So someone that you met in like high school has this perception of you, and when they see you again, they have this perception of you, and they don't know how much you've grown, if you change, or what you've been through. They just have this idea of who you are. And, you know, you probably have your own ideas of like this person and how they were because of what you've experienced with them. So my advice to myself now is just to be open-minded, because when I run into that person, even though I have this perception of them, I don't know who they are now. I don't know what they've been through, and I don't know how much they've grown. So I think my advice to myself for the future is give people the benefit of the doubt. Mm. Do you have any words of advice for your future self?
You know, honestly, I'd give my younger self the same advice. I'd give my older self the same advice as my younger self.
There's no rush.
There's no rush, man. Slow it down, enjoy life, and enjoy 2021.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for tuning in with us, guys. I hope you guys have a great 2021, better than 2020. We're excited to keep creating content for you guys. I hope you guys like and subscribe and comment on what you would tell your younger self, and what you look forward to in 2021.
Oh, you know what I look forward to? Something new, which is our TikTok. Follow it if you're not following that.
Shameless plug.
Cheers, guys. Have a great new year, all right?